I mean, it's a very wealthy city, you know. In outside of the Pico neighborhood is everywhere else in $1 million homes everywhere. So it's very affluent, and you just wouldn't expect it. It's by the beach. You just wouldn't expect it like that. But oh, bro, you're from Santa Monica, and I love that shit because you automatically underestimated me.
Right.
You automatically underestimated me. Like, it matters if I'm from Santa Monica or not, or wherever, to hurt you. They got hoods in Alaska. It makes no difference. It's unreal.
When you were growing up, did you ever hear about a celebrity chilling in the hood?
Oh yeah, Tupac be in the hood. What's the dude's name? Bud Bundy from Married with Children.
The son.
Hood. Yeah, he be in the hood smoking weed and shit, like big stoner.
When Tupac was out there, was he just vibing?
Tupac came and smoked a blunt on, I believe, 19th Street with the older homies. He came out for a concert or some shit and somehow ended up somebody meeting him or knowing him, and he smoked a blunt with the homies. Nipsey Hussle, before he passed, he just bought something or was renting something right in Santa Monica.
Right.
And he'd be at the hood store all the time on 20th. You know? And then the older homies like, you know, Rick James, all that shit, they would be out here buying dope. Shit. You know? But anyone else who comes out from, you know, wherever, Compton, South Central, like, they're not hanging out in the hood. Right. They're hanging out at the pier or at the tourist attractions. Like, they're not walking down 20th and Pico like, oh, I'm from Watts. Like, it doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? Like, they're not walking down Pico with their shirts off and, like, you know, like, deep as fuck, or, like, motherfuckers are, do the Venice shorelines beat up everybody at the Venice boardwalk? No, it doesn't work that way. That shit doesn't happen. Like, they're not in the hood disrespecting nobody. Like, they should be able to come out here and be able to spend money and do all that shit. Like, yeah, we're a black gang. We don't get along with no essays. Like, other black gangs should be allowed to come out here and hang out and chill. Like, shit, you know? But we don't have to do shit out here. We can go follow motherfuckers. We can go follow the essays to L.A. We can go out to L.A. and go terrorize L.A., and they would never even know who hit them. Like, L.A. is like a fucking playground for us. We get to go leave Santa Monica and go to Compton and South Central and go do whatever the fuck we want to, and then come back to the hood and not have to worry about nothing. Like, what the fuck are they going to do to us? Come retaliate in Santa Monica? You're going to get cracked. If you don't know this motherfucker, you're going to get cracked. So we go to L.A. and just go have a field day.
Well, I was going to say, did you ever go out there?
Hell yeah. We go out there all the time. We used to get, you know, right there on, we fuck with the 5-1 Troubles. We get wet. We go get Sherm from them, from the Phi Deuce Hoovers all the time. Man, hell yeah, we be all over L.A. Watts all the time with snow, you know.
Hey, did you get shit out there?
I've never, ever, ever in my life been clowned for being a white dude. It's always been respect. You know, if you're not too extra, you just, you know, you're not disrespectful. You don't have to say much, man. Motherfuckers know energy. You know, they feel energy. You know, so I've always had good luck with that. You know, I believe African Americans trip on you when you start saying weird shit like using the M-word, or, you know, just being careless and extra and too comfortable. Like, right. I've never been too comfortable anywhere I've been, you know. But, like, when I meet other white dudes, like, for me it's respect, because I know what you semi have been through, and I know what you're going to go through, so it's respect. But at the same time, for the majority of the white dudes I meet, they're usually a little extra'd out.
But I don't know how common it is, but it seems relatively common for some circumstances. How common was it to have someone bang the hood who didn't even grow up there?
It's common. It is common, yeah, for sure. There's some motherfuckers that, like, they'll come out to the high school, you know, and they'll go to high school because maybe their parents work in the hood. So they'll go to high school out here, and we end up meeting them and fucking with them. But to be honest, like, they don't last. They don't stick around. Like, they're not from out here. Right. So they just don't stick around. Like, the motherfuckers who really hang around are the ones who are really from out here and really just didn't have nowhere else to go. Like, we don't have nowhere to go. We don't have nowhere to go hide, or, like, they just come out here, do some shit to the essays, and then, like, motherfuckers are just left out here to deal with it. when I got out the county and went back to school to finish, that's when shit started really happening. I had a homie from Hoover, from 9-4 Hoover, named Peanut, and he had got into it with some of the essays out here. They had this hood, and he had got into it with them. So they went and took their fades. Boom, he beat the dude up. Then the dude's cousin came. You know how the essays are. Oh, you beat my cousin up. We got to get down. He beat him up, and then his hands were all fucked up. So they brought another essay who was a big dude. My homie Peanut's a little guy. He's not a big dude, but he's got a heart of a lion.
Right.
You know? But he's like, man, my hands are fucked up, bro. I can't fight you. Like, you're gonna have to fight one of my homies, you know. So they're like, yeah, whatever. So he's like, you gotta fight, you know, Ghost. So I'm telling the essay like, hey, homie, after we get in right now, there's no beef or no problems. Like, I'm just taking his fade for him because his hands are fucked up. So the essay's like, yeah, no problem. So, you know, we square it, we lock up, boom, I knocked him out bad, knock him out. You know, just one punched him bad. And that's when it all started to unravel. You know, they caught me slipping one time, stabbed me a gang of times, and then, I mean, but they came and stabbed me. They were like, you know, maybe 15 deep. So they hopped out. I was with my homies from high school, not my homies from my hood. And the essays hopped out, like, oh, what's up? You know, you knocked out the homie, da-da-da-da-da. I had a knife in my hand. And a stick that I was whittling into it like a spear. So I had a knife and I had a spear. They hopped out and I threw it down and was like, what, y'all want to get down? What's happening? And they picked up the knife. So I seen them pick up the knife. I look back at the homies, you know, I look back at my friends from high school, because there's a difference. My friends are my friends. My homies are from my hood, right? So I look back at my friends who don't bang, and they're looking at me like, you're on your own. So I broke. Boom, I break. Jump over a fence. I break. There's like 15. They're chasing me. But then there was like 3 more on top of the hill. I couldn't get away, so I just turned around. We were just going at it, you know? So they're stabbing me and shit, all that. I went to the hospital. Boom, they cleaned me up. I'm back on the block that night, you know? From there on out, it was just kind of, what are you going to do? Are you going to, you know, take care of business or what? You can't.
Right.
Like, what am I going to do? So I made the choice, you know. The only people that were with the movement was my homies from my hood. So, you know, they're my friends, man. They begged me to be from the hood. Like, I didn't get put on or nothing. I was already out there doing shit already before a lot of homies were. Like, 16, I was still already carrying burners and, you know, serving dope and doing all that, you know. I mean, it's tough because, right, like the lifestyle is so intriguing, right? Like, it's just so intriguing, right. And I don't want to disrespect anybody from any other hood outside of LA who's a Blooder and Crip, because I don't want to talk bad like they're not. If I'm from Santa Monica, I could say, oh yeah, like, motherfuckers from Santa Monica are for real. There's real motherfuckers everywhere. Right. So I would just have to give all the respect in the world to the ones that are trying to do it at least right or honorable, you know.
There's been Crip hoods in San Diego and Sacramento since the 70s, you know what I mean? Yeah,
and the San Diego Crip hoods, they hold it down. The Blood hoods, they hold it down, man. They're not, you know, they put their hoods on the map and are solid.
What was the first time you came across someone? They were, hey, I'm from San Diego, I'm from Stockton.
Oh, Palm Springs.
Were they Gateway?
The Gateways, yeah.
Okay, well, how'd that go? Like, tell me that story.
I had moved out to Palm Springs to go to continuation school.
Right.
So I lived out there for like a year, and you know, like I said, I play sports and basketball, so I'm really gonna fuck mostly black people. So, you know, I tend to go with black people more, and it's just their hood. So when you go, you know, to the park after school to smoke a blunt, or you know, like we're at 16, 17, we're at the Boys and Girls Club in Palm Springs playing for the traveling team. You know, so like motherfuckers will smoke weed in the park and shit, and you run into somebody from Train 9 Indio. My boy Chris was from there, and then yeah, the Gateway. But the Gateway, you know, the motherfuckers, they be doing shit too out there though. They really be doing shit too. You think of Palm Springs, you think of old people or gay people.
Right. Well, I didn't want to. Yep.
Yeah. So, nah, fuck it. We're political. We're not, not politically correct. I'm glad, you know. So fuck.
I'm assuming Gateway was already, you know, a thing back when.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah,
were you taken back or?
Oh, I was tripping, and then going out there you know, they live on the north side of Palm Springs. So like going to their hood too is like it's grimy out there. They live in houses and shit, but it's the desert. It's grimy, like, you know. And they really Las Vegas Boulevard is their like hood, you know.
Yeah, for you it sounded way more beyond the Crip title. It was more so just about your city, your boys.
That's exactly what it was. Like, you know, for me, like, I'm not dumb. I understand if I go to the pen, there's gonna be flack for hurting black people. Like, how can I commit tribalism against other black gangs and then say, oh, I love black people, I love my friends? No, it didn't work that way. So for me, we have beef in our hood. I have no business getting into with any other black gang when I have beef with essays in our hood. I have no business. So I really never politic like that. I really didn't give a fuck about no other black gang members like that. Like I really don't, to keep it real with you, bro, I really don't fuck with gang members like that at all. You know, I'm a gang member. I'm not fucking with no gang members. I'm not catching no beef for someone else's hood. I have a hood, and we have enemies in our hood. I don't care about the other shit. Yeah, I mean, I come from a good family, man. Like, you know, I have a good family. My mom was a drug addict, you know, and so she wasn't around like that. But for the most part, like her parents, my grandparents, on both sides of my mom and dad, man, they're just incredible people. Like, incredible. I come from a good family. I can't, as much as I would love to blame the bad shit on mom and all that, like, at the end of the day, we came from a good family. I just made a choice to just be with it. Like, I'm older, man. I'm 41, so I really, I'm not like active like that. Like, I'm not trying to be, you know, hurting people. I have kids. I have a family, but, you know, I'm always going to be where I'm from. I'm never going to not say I'm not from where I'm from, you know, and I'm always going to take care of my people because it's family. It's all family. Like, I wasn't, like, you know, I'm not going to say, I'm not the toughest dude. I'm not like, you know, but I'm not going to run. I'm not going to leave my homies, you know, and I'm going to take care of my business like I'm supposed to as a man. If I didn't have the history and the upbringing that I have, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I love who I am today. I love the people I'm around. I love the environment I have. And for all the bad shit that's happened and all the time I've lost doing this shit, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't want to be anybody different. And I feel like we just grow more and more, you know? So I needed that to be able to make me who I am, to be able to help people. Yeah, my name is Ghost Capone. I'm from West Side Santa Monica Graveyard, Gangster, Crip.